So under your leadership as Mayor, this one is going to fess off the first question. Under your leadership as Mayor, how will you tangibly demonstrate understanding and acknowledge the significant contribution business makes to the city and is not just a cash cow for rates?
Businesses make huge contribution to the city, and whilst I wouldn't like to see them as a cash cow, I know that's how some businesses feel at the moment. I've been out here, I met with yourself, with Cheryl, getting out into this part. I kind of stop it down the road more for when I want to hang out with my daughters and they want to do the karaoke at the shop over down there. But I think what's really important is that you want a mayor who's going to listen, and you want a bid policy, which I know has caused some frustration for a number of bids. You want a bid policy that recognises your input, but also the part of council that connects you, that they're open, that they're not going to get in the way. You don't want them to become hurdles. And that's where I think we've fallen over, is that when we get into the civil service, we're really good at making lots and lots of hurdles for you, rather than opening our business and the enterprise and the opportunity so that we can work better together and you're able to feel like, you're getting the support you need from council. That's how we do it.
Get the local boards working better with businesses. Local boards, as I said earlier, are everything. They are the conduit, they're the communication. We get them talking to the councillors and back into the ivory tower, talking to the mayor. That's how we find out exactly if things are going right or not. Because the mayor cannot go around to every single business in Auckland and ask them if everything's okay. And the only way to do that tangible is with the local boards doing a proper report and giving us the feedback.
I hope it's better than it was, and I do think the Business Association and local board is a critical part of it, but I think council has to do a better job of respecting business and business needs, which means it needs to be more responsive and accountable right at the homeship as well. Because I think when there's a lot of red tape, when there's a lot of waste, if there is waste, and I hear stories of waste all over the place, that's not actually good for business either. So basically what you need is an efficient council that is easy to work with, accountable for its actions, and that will make a big difference to business.
Thanks, Wayne.
Council itself is a big business, 6 billion turnover, 12,000 staff, $16 billion worth of debt. I bring a business life to the council. I've made my money out of business, I'm deeply involved in business, and the businesses need some business leadership. You can't expect businesses to talk to people who don't understand business, and that's what we've had in the past. So, and we seldom elect business people to council, we seldom elect them to government. Just look at the government now. They could do with some business at the top. So I bring and live business with me. So that's what I'm offering. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks, mate. Right, the last question for the one-word answer, you'll be pleased to know. This is around the business rates differential. So for those that don't understand, business rates pay a higher level than residential rates. It's called the rates differential. And it's slowly been reducing over a long period of time. Are you for or against reducing the rates differential for business? So either for or against? And we'll start with Viv.
For.
Wayne?
Well, I have both residential and business. I can't see why it's so high compared. So I would reduce it. But then you get told off by everybody else.
One word answer. It's a long one word. Supercalifragilistic.
Yes. Not right now.
Okay, and Craig.
Yeah.
So, Viv, first up to you. So, you want to be the champion for Auckland. How do you reconcile the current state of Queen Street in your capacity at the heart of the city? You got, it's 90 seconds.
So Queen Street is actually one of the reasons I've come to stand, because pre-COVID, Queen Street had over $500 million of sales every year. We had an active program to house rough sleepers, and we had developed and worked with the City Mission to have a positive alternative to begging, and we had good relationships with police, etc. We did have a lot of impact of construction, even City Rail Link, Quay Street. There was a lot of impact, but the reality was we were on a growth trajectory. We were very excited about the lower end, Quay Street reopening, Commercial Bay opening. I can remember the feeling. And then in one fell swoop, our customer-facing businesses lost 90% of their business. That was at the eye of the storm. We worked with other business associations very hard through COVID to support businesses, to lobby for better management of emergency housing and all the challenges. So I'll move fast track now. So we've had experience. That Queen Street project was a really good example of what not to do. You have all your stakeholders on board, and what do? You end up with a very substandard result. That's one of the reasons I'm standing. I actually believe that we need to build a city for our communities. We've been through a tremendous impact, biggest social, economic and health scare we will all face in our lifetime. We have to learn from those experiences and actually now work with our communities, support all our local organisations to come through this and actually support business, support people to actually leverage the opportunity of our beautiful region. But we do have to deal with the things that are holding us up, the transport, the crime, some of these decisions being foisted on us from Wellington, and we need a council that will actually help us. And I want people to respect council ultimately.
Wayne, you talk of your track record on infrastructure and getting things done. Do you think you have the people skills to get councillors and Aucklanders on board for the changes you propose?
Well, we've got a proven track record of doing that. Most of the people elected to councils are there with the best intentions, but they don't tend to stick their head into the numbers. We have one or two councillors, Desi's done a good job at that, who do that, but basically everyone has to understand the numbers and work on the numbers. It's very easy to eat your sausage rolls and turn the pages over to something that's easy to understand, but if you don't get in and understand the numbers, you will accidentally hurt the people you're trying to look after. So the council will be encouraged to fully understand the financial impacts of the decisions that they make, because those financial impacts spill off to the people. And so if you just think it's just numbers, that's not good enough. People's lives are involved in the numbers. And right at the moment, it all looks a bit grim. Increased debt levels, increased debt servicing costs, increased cost of living, and I don't think people quite realise that we're heading towards something. Remember before 2008, nobody quite saw that coming, and that was 2 difficult years. And I've had experience of surviving and prospering through difficult times, and I want to share that with the council. I'm pretty sure that they will be quite happy to follow good leadership when it's backed up with figures. Thank you.
Thanks, Wayne. And Craig, you lack political and big business experience. Why do you think you'll be able to run the mayoral office?
Well, we're conditioned to think that politicians can solve our problems, but we all know that politicians create our problems. And it's time. I would love to see a whole lot of tradies and people, or blue-collar workers like myself, put their hand up and run for positions in council. It's about time we had some common sense, that we know how to talk to the people. We appreciate exactly where the people are on the street. I am one of you. I am a blue-collar grassroots worker, and I get business. I understand small business and the struggles of it. And I also understand the struggles of everyday life. My wife and I have been married for 26 years. Daughter's 24, son is 20. And as I said, we've been through the times when we've had to look in the couch pillow for a bottle of milk money. So I get it. And it's about time we did something different, with a new style of leadership, a new direction, a new way of thinking. Because if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to get the same results. So let's switch it up, take the gamble, and then in 3 years, if you want me back in, do it again. But it's time for some common sense practicality, rather than having to be tout that you're some kind of former great lawyer or corporate spokesperson or board member or former MP. Let's do things differently.
Thank you. Right.